Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 46th episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers titled To Flee or Not to Flee. This episode starts on the most depressing note ever. Apparently the youth center is going out of business and Zach is collecting donations from passerbys to keep it in business. What a downer, Power Rangers. He walks over to Kim, Billy, and Trini, and apparently Billy is going through Ernie's books to see that his operating cost is higher than his profit. First of all, why does Ernie need a teenager to figure this out? Second of all, why did Ernie just give a teenager access to most likely his payroll in order to account for assets versus expenses with what looks like a damn P&L report? Doesn't matter. Ernie is depressed. Jason shows up with a dog and he says that he followed him, so he brought him in. Maybe this is why no one wants to come to this damn juice bar. At school, Bulk and Skull find a flyer for the missing dog, and they want to turn the dog into the owner for a generous fee. They then take the flyer with them to make sure that no one else has any chance to find the dog. On the moon, Rita wants Finster to create the fighting Flea to get the Rangers via the dog. So happy to see Finster put something into the monster Matic for once. The Flea comes out. Ernie brings food to the dog, and the Rangers talk about how sweet Ernie is because he fed an animal. Jason decides to take the dog for a walk with Kim since she's going home anyways, and they pass Bulk and Skull, who don't just take the dog for some reason. Then we see them in the park, not walking the dog at all. Kim is just carrying the thing around. Not how walking a dog works, Kim. Rita shrinks the fighting Flea and sends it down onto the dog, and Jason pets the dog, getting bitten by the Flea, and gets all itchy while Bulk and Skull lure the dog away and then run away with it. Kim and Jason look for the dog when putties get sent down to once again fight them to Ron Wasserman's fight. Turns out the putties are getting itchy too from Jason, so they start sending all the putties to Jason to just freak them out. A rash breaks out on Jason's arm as the putties run away and they go to the command center. There, Alpha scans him and Zordon explains that it's from a monster. Alpha uses the spray to neutralize the itching momentarily, and Billy is going to work on a permanent antidote. Jason wants to find the dog because he doesn't want someone else to get the flea rash too, so he and Kim go back to the park while Trini and Zach go to the juice bar to check for the dog. Bulk and Skull get to a telephone booth with the dog, and as they are calling for the reward, the fighting Flea flies off the dog and becomes human-sized. At Billy's lab, he does some science stuff, but he hasn't found a solution just yet. Meanwhile, Jason and Kim are walking through a junkyard looking for the dog, and the fighting Flea shows up in front of them. It's morphin' time! The two try to fight against the monster, but Jason gets all itchy again, so Kim has to face the monster on her own. But she's not doing well. Then Billy gets a call from Zordon to finish the antidote and then get out to help Jason and Kim. Meanwhile, Trini and Zach come into the youth center to see that the dog is there, who Ernie is feeding chili. It's probably gonna hurt on the way out, but okay. Their communicators go off and it's morphin' time. Then Billy is done and morphs as well. With all 5 Rangers there, Billy uses his antidote on Jason while Zach and Trini try to fight the monster, but now that Jason is all good, it's all 5 against putties that the monster calls down. Damn, this is a good fight. Then Jason gets the upper hand and slices the monster with his power sword. Just as he's losing, Rita makes him grow giant. The Rangers call out their Dinozords and form the Megazord. In a super awkward attempt at forced perspective, the two fight, and it honestly really just looks like 2 guys in suits fighting right where the Rangers were before. They call out the Power Sword and they slice a Flea into nothingness. At the youth center, the owner of the dog shows up and she wants to give the reward to someone. And the Rangers lie and say that it's all because of Ernie. So Trini and Zach take down the going out of business sign. And Ernie celebrates by giving them pizza and soda on the house. Bitch, this is how you got into this predicament to begin with. In the end, Bulk and Skull come in all itchy, and Billy and Jason put flea collars on them instead of just giving them the antidote. That's sincerely a dick move, guys. The end. This episode's really decent, to be honest. We're back to that Z02 footage train, and I love the way that they use this footage. I noticed that a lot of this back half Z02 stuff has different pairings of the Rangers just to mix things up, and they try new filming techniques just to kind of play around a bit. The episode itself is fine, and while the Bulk and Skull part is once again totally unnecessary, it's not as terrible as it could have been. I also liked seeing leadership qualities in Jason when he explained that he had to go find the dog so that no one else was made miserable and itchy, just like him. Well, next time, keep up this upward swing of good episodes. Find out then. But until then, may the power protect you.